Welcome to my paradise. My lover is cooking me right now. Bro, at the breakfast spot I went to today, there was almost a fight between a customer and the worker. Girl. Girl, alright, girl. It was like seating issue. I guess the people, at least one of them, didn't want to be seated in a certain area, and the girl was like, "Well, that's not my problem." And the girl was like, "Oh, if you finna get rude, I can get rude too." And then before she left, she was like, "I'm a plus size girl, so you got a problem?" That I don't remember what she said, and then she walked out with her squad. And I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Dang." Welcome to your paradise. I'm nervous. Who knows? It was actually pretty hot today. But it's like it was that type of hot where it's like rainy hot. Rainy hot. It's like mm. Mm. Welcome to my paradise. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yeah, that. Like sticky, icky, wicky. I'm about to go on a blicky. Oh, uh, uh, oh my god, I'm recording? Oh, that's gonna take too much of your time. Did I click on that? What the freak? Where's that even gonna? Have I played before? No. I'm blind. 66 hours of your time. Please enter the current time. Oh, um, okay. Oh, I'm gonna wait till it goes to 33. 132, 132, 132, 132. Accessibility. Okay. Okay. I'm nervous. Never the.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, me? Oh. Okay. Hello? Anybody there?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Stanley,
Perhaps
are
he
you
had
sure?
simply missed a memo.
Wait. Why do I feel like everything's so sensitivity? I always get confused. Does it go up? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Stay where you are. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay. Wait, where am I going? The meeting room?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Doors are closing behind me? Like, are we good? Am I
Coming
going
to
up?
a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This is a little too nice. Hello?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Shocked, Bear.
Unraveled,
Welcome
Stanley
in.
wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Wait, he's a 2845?
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh. Oh. We in a movie? My life is a movie. It was a movie. DreamCon was a movie. Says the girl who's never been. Period. you feeling, Mike?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Hello? My my booty's so big it started. It almost collapsed. Like what happened?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
If I go the opposite way, they say.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Hello? Excuse me? Wait, what? Can I turn around?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Okay. I don't want
At
to.
this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Can I run? Oh. Okay. Well. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm liking this game. Your legs, they're broken.
As the
Hello?
machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he
Okay.
reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Go turn this
Stanley
way.
can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like
Okay.
plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Bye.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
What is
In a
happening?
single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I love the accent. I'm alive. I'm alive? Inwards, we made it.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I don't know.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ooh. I heard of. I don't think I've heard of that. Not the credits. Thank you, creator. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, let me. I can't run. Every time I press A, I'm typing. I don't know. I got an achievement. I got an achievement for getting an achievement. I'm typing if I'm pressing A. I'm typing. Okay. Cubicles. I like that word cubicles. It's kind of nice. I want to see what it looks like. Or we're getting another. Oh, I've heard of this. What the freak? I've seen this before. Is it fun? What's the premise of the game? You ever type something and then you click on the wrong thing? And then it just disappeared? What disappears? Shout out Gulliver. Oh, it's a turn-based game. Not really rocking with it. Yeah, this looks like a Persona game. Yeah. This looks. I've seen this. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, over here. Maintenance room. It's a museum. Well, fuck. Why does this remind me of the opening scene from La Casa del Papel? Excuse me? Robbie!
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see
No.
how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can
Oh,
still save these two. You can stop the
what is
program before they
happening?
both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Am I just in a dying? Oh, okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You're really gonna tell me I can crouch, but I can't run?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yeah, I
Perhaps
did.
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Why do you
It
keep
had really
closing the
been worth the
door?
detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
And why am I so
Stanley
short?
simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yeah, I did. Yummy. Drinking.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I don't want to.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've been typing on my computer the whole time. I can't jump.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
I
I'm
don't
not
like
your
it.
enemy, really, I'm not. I
Okay.
realize that investing your
Pretty
trust in
old.
someone else can be difficult, but the fact
Pretty
is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who? Who's been waiting? Why is it darkness? Oh,
That's her, Stanley.
okay.
You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Hello?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
That scared me.
Gotcha.
That scared
Oh,
me.
come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to
didn't
commit
think
their
so.
life to you? I'm
Oh.
trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, But you're in my story now.
Wait. Wait. Okay. Okay, well played, well played, well played, well played. Hello.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him.
Why is
And
this in
every
a door
button that he
frame?
pushes
Doorway.
is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Oh, that's why when I press X, it's the typing.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
Shut
Now
up.
he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Okay.
But in his mind, in his mind, he can
Here
go
we
on
get close.
fantastic
Hey,
adventures.
young
From
thing.
behind his desk,
What
Stanley
you doing
dreamed
here?
of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder
just
that
realized
none
the
of
room
it
is
would
changing.
ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work,
My
he
desk.
stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
The thought
Yeah.
excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys. I don't want to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to
He's
behold.
kind of mean.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
You're a hater.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
My
In reality,
desk.
all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends
press
here,
it.
the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
It's in a different button. I can't because I gotta move forward. Who's talking to me? What's your name?
You see? Can he just not hear me?
I hear
How
you.
can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Can you see what I see?
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose.
Can
I'll
you open
try
the door
once
now?
more to convey all this to him. I'm
Okay.
compelled to. I
I'm
must.
back in the room.
Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
What
And I
the?
tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
He's on repeat. He's on
And I
repeat.
tried.
What is happening? What is the purpose of this game?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Mm-hmm.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we have missed a memo.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Right. Right. It said escape. I wanted to
Yet
escape.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Why is it red?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
I was crazy once.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yes.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer.
We're not dreaming, Stanley.
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it
Put me
too
back.
appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job.
Do you actually have a wife?
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
Everything will be fine.
I am okay.
You're not okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must
Everything's
be real.
red.
Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who and everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Who's that?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through
Stanley?
town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she
I don't
thought
think
to
so.
herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
What?
I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Did she run because of the body or because she was late for her meeting? Okay, so did you call 911? I have so many questions, lady. Oh my god, here we go again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm scared. Like, Stanley, are you not seeing your environment right now? Okay, let me lock in. Let me lock in.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Turn off your PlayStation. It's the only way to
Yet
escape.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
See everything disappear in the room when I
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud.
What could
to
it
nobody.
mean?
He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
No way. Okay. Hey.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay. I thought he was gonna cuss at me. This man. Oh no. I just wanted you to stop talking for real. Let's get to it. Hello.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape
I'm
written
kidding.
on it, the truth was that at the end of, but of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
I don't. This story's me dying anyways. What if I jumped off? Oh, okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Am I in
Stanley thought to
Xavier's
himself. Did
room?
he have the strength to find out?
Shout out X-Men. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Dogs are barking. A roof, a roof, a roof, a roof. La da dee, la da doo, la da dee, la da doo. So what? So what? So what? So what?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true
Oh.
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building,
Oh.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, what about that one? Why is someone like scratch it out?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
Oh,
That his
fired.
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
What's happening?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the
Here was the
operation.
proof.
Controls
Mind
labeled
control
with
status
emotions.
offline.
Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
You want me to go in the faculty power room? Oh. Why can't I press that button? 1, a 2, a 3. Ow. 1, 5. Oh wait, what? 3? Typing. That's a thing. I don't want to go in there and the door shut on me. Cause there's button. I won't press buttons. Oh wait. Okay, wait. 1, 2. Isn't 3 over here? Am I supposed to do it in order? 3. Where's 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do. 4. Where you at? Where you at? I don't see 4. Oh, 4's up there. It's locked. How come I can press these buttons? I'll go. I can't press that. It was wrong. Oh, it stayed open. It stayed open.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put a... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control?
Mind control.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off.
Oh,
But
hey,
what precious moments each one of them is. More time to
what
talk
is
about
pressing the...
you, about me,
What?
where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Uh-huh.
What's that?
I don't have time.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you.
The
Running
buttons
from button to
sound
button,
different.
screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button.
How do you
or this
know?
door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
One more attempt?
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first. So
why are you hating?
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30
hey,
seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice.
Welcome in, gang. Welcome in.
Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me,
bro,
I will be laughing at
my
every
controller
second
is
of your
booming.
from the moment we
The
begin
vibration.
until the moment I say happily ever after.
Okay. 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 What am I playing?
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it.
Look at him
won't we
switching up
all just
words.
laugh and laugh at
Yo, the
time I
narrator
thought
hates
everyone had
me.
gone missing. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Boo. I can't run.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Look how the
Feeling
thing
a wave of
disappears when the door
disbelief,
closes.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah. Yeah. Why is this... can open this door? Eh? It's a bathroom. I got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. What is that word? What is this word? You missed it. Oh, it's the okay. Why is that door? Why can't I open that door? Oh. Hey, yo. Business strategy. For sure, bro. Okay, it does say stay. Okay, but like, where was the A? I kind of feel nervous. Where's the narration? Where are you? Got the music. Hey, got the music going. Hey, get the music. What? He's singing. The guy's singing. Nah, he's singing now. No way. I never moved. I never moved, but I'm not moving. They're. I never pressed up. Excuse me. Just laying it down. That's insane. You got me hostage, brother.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah,
Oh.
blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Oh, we're just gonna skip past me pressing buttons? Oh, he's done with me. He's over me. He said, I've had enough. I've had enough. Okay. What if I pressed up? I pressed down anyway. Nah, bro. Tired of me. Said blah blah blah. We do this blah blah blah. Was this always like that?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth
Yeah.
was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut.
I'm gonna
Stanley
go
still
back.
had every opportunity to turn around.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
get
I'll
back
listen
on
to you. I'll
track.
listen to you now. I'll listen to you. I promise. I swear. I promise. Sorry. I don't know. I just want to be different sometimes. But it
Of
says
course,
it's.
Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
I don't. It's like I really can't run.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What
Television.
horrible secret did this place
Television.
hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Television.
Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, I can't go back. Okay, for sure. Stanley. Stanley.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
I hate
And Stanley,
Mondays.
one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
My number is... What is my number?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I'm 247.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content.
I don't even
Walking,
see those words.
eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Now what?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Blackness.
Was it over?
Not if you're still talking to me.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet,
Isn't that a lie? But
even
he's
as the
controlling
immense
me.
door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Oh, that's
How
it?
had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Right. Right. That really is the end. I beat the game. Now what? Okay, well, what are the other endings? How? Okay, wait. 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 Do I want to ruin it for myself? There's 12 rewards. I'm at 12 trophies.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally.
Wait,
This
what?
is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. No matter how hard Stanley looked,
Computers are
he
different.
couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, okay. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. This one's all dark. Never at the end. Playing solitaire? Oh, new content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Okay. We locked. We locked. We locked. We lock in.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
What is
Please
happening?
step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh,
Right.
well, this sounds delightful.
It
I'm very
doesn't.
excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yeah.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or oh, there we go.
Oh, we're going
All
up. We're
right,
going up.
finally,
Okay,
at
okay,
long
okay.
last, it's on to the new content. I've
We
never
locked it.
been more ready. Let's do it.
Dude, what is this narrator name? Because I'm not rocking with you. You're not rocking with me, bro. What's up?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
You give me the content. You're the one narrating.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
We could jump. We could jump. We could jump. We could jump. Stanley, why do you sound like this when you jump? I turned it red.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else.
He's
Let's
a
see it.
hater.
I'm ready for whatever it is.
Narrator, you're really a hater for real. Thank you for joining the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This
A
is what
door!
happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
What does that mean? You're. He didn't even give me a chance to decide. Narrator, I need you. I'm scared. Oh. Okay.
Psst. Stanley, come
What?
over here.
I don't
In
want
the
to.
vent. I want to show you something. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine.
Oh,
You're
I
a
will.
dog
Stop.
anyway, so who cares?
Stop.
Oh, never mind. You're not a dog.
Uh, wait. Coffee nut. Whee! It's like, do you hate me or not? Make up your mind.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me
No.
thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I
Okay.
made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
What
Take
am
a
I?
look.
What am I playing? Like, what game is this? What was the original? Just the.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Okay.
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Okay. Yeah, let's go see that. What is a dome? We need a dome, bro. You got us locked up. Look at the fake trees painted. Don't closing the door behind me, man. Don't forget.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the
Yeah.
Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before
never
it was
seen
solid
this.
with a cheap PlayStation port?
I didn't see this.
Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched?
No,
Back
I
then,
don't.
video
I didn't
games had
play.
integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh,
Hey, Eli, welcome in. I didn't play that. It didn't. I don't know what.
waste.
Yeah. What a waste. I never played the original. So, narrator, what is you saying? So back to what I was saying. We didn't win this. Narrator, we didn't. The Last of Us won this. The Last of Us won this. He's crazy. How you feel, man? Good times. Let's begin again. Yeah. I remember this. I just did this. I didn't see this. I didn't see some of these rooms. Fish ever, fish ever. I tried to. Wow. Our first kiss, my first car. The release of no. 2013. Look at this. Okay. Wow, this is what it used to look like? Wow, memories. A trip down memory lane. Like, whoa, that's so cool, narrator. I'm feeling your vibe, you know? Smile because it happened. Shut up. Smile because it happened. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, I'm appreciating. I'm appreciating it. It's impossible to get this achievement. Wow, I don't have that. Whoa, go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Whoa. Whoa, we got a nominee. Alright, okay. Alright, okay. Okay. Uh, is this the same nominee? No. Yeah, it is. Okay. You got the same poster? New video game releasing today. Okay. I'm liking your vibes. Why do you have this up 3 times? Oh, for story and for okay. Never mind. Never mind. They're all different. Okay, I see you. Dang, you even got my dead body on there? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I can't sit on the bench. Fish up, but who's singing? My hamster, little Stanley. R.I.P. little Stanley.
C'est là, dans la mémorisation, où je me remémore les jours où je t'ai
And over
rencontré.
here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Stop,
Like the
stop
stunning
closing the door.
triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art,
Where do you
Stanley
see that?
Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's
Is
how
that from this
grand and
review?
all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
What
It
are you
was
saying?
literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them.
He name dropping games? Hey, bro, chill
And
out.
now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevation.
Why is there water in the room? And I need a break. I need a like. This is happening. What's happening? Begin the game again? I want to know the achievements, but I don't want to cheat myself. There's 12 achievements. I got 3. Food review. Well, they said that things were gonna play. Full food review. I got local honey at the farmer's market. Local honey this, local honey me that. I can never go back. She said, "Ole komasta." She said, "Konnichiwa." She said, "Pardon my French." I said, "Pardon marda." And she said, "Sabuse." And I said, "Nabude." That was weird. Okay, now they're playing. A little break, a little break. I will never see there. No matter where I go, you know I love them all. Dude, we gotta wait till tomorrow night for Love Island. God dang. Was Lil Wayne's album really that bad? I mean, I did hear a snippet of it, and like, you know, I didn't like what I heard. I didn't like what I heard. Hmm. Hmm. Very cute Lil Wayne, but like, how old is Lil Wayne? Like, we got to take in age, bruh. We gotta take He's 42? Okay. Son like my daddy. I'm son like my daddy. I didn't know he sung that song. Dang. The album cover is crazy. Dang. Dang. Wow. Yapping most of the time, but like, isn't okay? But like, let's be fair, isn't it? Because that's right now, currently, that's my twin, because my hair is braided. Like, isn't that rapping though? Yapping. That's why it's rapping, yapping, dapper, goober, scooper, dapper, gapper, dapper, snapper, dapper. You feel me? You said let it go. My fault. Let's resume. Yeah. What's down here? I can't even go in. Push over. You won't let me open doors? Narrator, I think we're done now. Memory lane and whatnot. Person of the year. You're not kidding. Like, I mean, you're serious. That's me, y'all. That's Stanley. That's gotta be. What is this?
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game
No, because
was
I
perfect.
didn't get the other
It didn't
endings.
need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that.
Why is he
Couldn't
so
resist the
mad?
urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
The serious room. I can't even go in there. Narrator, what do you want me to do? Carpet. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, wow, wow. Like, hello. Hello. He's scaring me, low-key.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Okay.
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of
He said,
reviews from
ew.
Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny.
Oh.
I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I
Okay.
suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Right. Do you see all the negative reviews you got? I bet you it's all because of you, narrator. Oh. Ooh, this feels like Still Wakes the Deep. I feel like it's about that time I actually sit down to replay. Look, we got a positive. Why is this down here?
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe
Right.
it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel
Record.
like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these
I don't want to
negative
skip
reviews
ahead.
from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll
I
put
don't
you
want
forward
to.
in
I didn't
time
say
so
that.
the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute
Right.
I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the
Okay.
skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there
You're
a
the
door
one.
that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else... Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12
Sorry.
hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
Holy
Oh, my goodness.
moly.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks? I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here.
Why is
with
it
a
dark in the
single person
room?
to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I
Yeah.
have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had
Okay.
so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or
Narrator, get to the
outcome. It
point.
was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you
Mm-hmm.
and I have squabbled over for so long. There
Right.
could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if
Mm-hmm.
all events existed in the same moment. And I felt
Right.
freed. I felt unburdened by the...
Did I make him angry? He was just... He's not talking! Vine came back, though. Mm. Da 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 da. Is the narrator dead? Okay. 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 The clock changed.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned. They screamed. They gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful
You're
demands.
still
But then,
on
he's talking
the
too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires.
Why did I come back to him yapping? Oh, he mad. I hear water dripping. Bro, can I get a door or not?
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the
Uh,
end, is never
okay.
the end,
Remix.
is never the end, 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 is never.
The end is never the end, is never the end. Is there is water. This thing's about to collapse. The end is never the end. Oh. Neighbor, are you gonna talk about the wall collapsing in? We're gonna talk about what happened? What? Like the fact that every time I press X, it's still a typing noise. Wow. Wow. Look at how beautiful the greenery is. You said The Last of Us? I'm stuck. That was nice. Oh. Wow. happened to the green? Oh, I don't like this. Was that a scream? Like, what is happening? Oh. Oh. Son. Dang, the narrator's like really not with us. Oh. No way. We're back. 427. Or 427.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Oh. Wait. I turned that off. What the freak? Get down, Stanley.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click
Doing
the door
what?
5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
That was at least 20. Give me a reward, narrator. What is that? How the mighty have fallen? I fell once. Point 3. Oh. What's the trophy, narrator? The doors are not closing behind me. New content.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I didn't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Should have went through the new content. I was just being stubborn.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
It's
Thank
not
goodness
gorgeous.
Stanley had taken this detour. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh, I never did.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
I don't want to go left.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Let me escape or whatever. Oh, this is how you get up here.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
That's not fair.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
How many times do I gotta do the door thing? La-de-dee, la-de-doo, la-de-dee, la-de-doo. Huh.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay. I'll go to here. I feel like, why is this... It's giving back rooms. Find the story. Find the story.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
But I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
He restarted my game. Stop doing that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, perhaps. There's no...
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I don't want to. Okay. La da dee, la da doo, la da dee, la da doo. Where we go
Aha!
up?
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Narrator, what do you
Now
have
this...
me on?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yay!
I
I
know you put in a lot of
won!
hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
Thank you.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is
Okay.
that?
Following the line. Turn. Oh, okay. What's over here though? Oh, alright. Oh wait, this is a different area. Solitaire, he was playing solitaire. Or no, he's playing free call. Free cell, whatever it's called. I don't think this is the right way, sir.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
Okay.
Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
To destiny.
Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Okay. Hey, 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 hey. Whoa. Oh, the room just changed? What the frick?
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Okay.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Oh, the music is great. Play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music, white.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, no, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
But I follow the line. Oh, whoa.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Is this door was here?
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
In what direction? What door open? I'm scared. What is he saying? Oh, this one?
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
If you let me run, I would really enjoy that.
No, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Okay.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination, so I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Is he okay?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. Oh good, you noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
New content.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
I haven't really beat the original.
Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra
Why does it
deluxe
sound like Minecraft
nonsense.
music?
I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
I didn't finish the original.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
I don't think so.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Don't talk to me before I had my sequel. Okay. You're doing great, sweetie.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Yeah, I guess. I'm gonna pretend I'm with you. You know, I'm on this journey with you.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Okay.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in
I don't
want
want to be in here anymore.
To be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Okay.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, okay. Wow. I just wish you could run. I don't know. Thanks
Does
for the
anyone give out
bucket.
awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really... Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Step niece?
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece it is.
You're not serious. Yeah, for sure. For sure, narrator. Wow. Yeah, you're doing great,
Or
sweetie.
actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Okay.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
I want more jumps. No way. Free new easy trophy.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes, you see, you'll come to the... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
You're punishing me for something I never even did. I don't want this bucket anymore. Right. He just bamboozled me.
What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
There's an exit. I go and exit. What is that?
Oh, goodness. Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go
He
to the
blocked
collectibles
me.
exhibit. You see, there is a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves the collectibles. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the collectibles, okay? All right, I'll get out of your hair now.
Okay. I got my bucket. Can I get my merch? The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game? Okay.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in
I wish I
mind,
could